Hello, everybody. It's Cody at Cody's Reading Time, and I'm back again with another story out of the Chinese fairy book. And this one's called The Herd Boy and the Weaving Maiden. I hope you enjoy it, and if you do enjoy my narrations, please subscribe. I upload new stories every single day, and there will always be something new to listen to. Alright, let's get started on The Herd Boy and the Weaving Maiden. Here we go. The herd boy was the child of poor people. When he was 12 years old, he took service with a farmer to herd his cow. After a few years, the cow had grown large and fat, and her hair shone like yellow gold. She must have been a cow of the gods. One day, while he was taking her out at pasture in the mountains, she suddenly began to speak to the herd boy in a human voice as follows. This is the 7th day. Now the white jade ruler has 9 daughters who bathe this day in the sea of heaven. The 7th daughter is beautiful and wise beyond all measure. She spins the cloud silk for the king and queen of heaven and presides over the weaving which maidens do on earth. It is for this reason she is called the Weaving Maiden, and if you go and take away her clothes while she bathes, you may become her husband and gain immortality. But she is up in heaven, said the herd boy, and how can I get there? I will carry you there, answered the yellow cow. So the herd boy climbed on the cow's back. In a moment, clouds began to stream out of her hooves, and she rose into the air. About his ears there was a whistling like the sound of the wind, and they flew along as swiftly as lightning. Suddenly the cow stopped. Now we are here, said she. Then round him the herd boy saw forests of chrysoprase and trees of jade. The grass was of jasper and the flowers of coral. In the midst of all this splendor lay a great four-squared sea, covering some 500 acres. Its green waves rose and fell, and fishes with golden scales were swimming about in it. In addition, there were countless magic birds who winged above it and sang. Even in the distance, the herd boy could see the 9 maidens in the water. They all had laid down their clothes on the shore. Take the red clothes, quickly, said the cow, and hide away with them in the forest, and though she ask you for them, ever so sweetly, do not give them back to her until she has promised to be your wife. Then the herd boy hastily got down from the cow's back, seized the red clothes, and ran away. At the same moment, the 9 maidens noticed him and were much frightened. "O youth, whence do you come, that you dare to take our clothes?" they cried. "Put them down again quickly." But the herd boy did not let what they said trouble him. He crouched down behind one of the jade trees. Then 8 of the maidens hastily came ashore and drew on their clothes. "Our 7th sister," said they, "whom heaven has destined to be yours, has come to you. We will leave her alone with you." The weaving maiden was still crouching in the water, but the herd boy stood before her and laughed. "If you promise to be my wife," said he, "then I will give you your clothes." But this did not suit the weaving maiden. "I am the daughter of the ruler of the gods," said she, "and may not marry without his command. Give back my clothes to me quickly, or else my father will punish you." Then the yellow cow said, "You have been destined for each other by fate, and I will be glad to arrange your marriage, and your father, the ruler of gods, will make no objection, of that I am sure." The weaving maiden replied, "You are an unreasoning animal. How could you arrange our marriage?" The cow said, "Do you see that old willow there on the shore? Just give it a trial and ask it. If the willow speaks, then heaven wishes your union." And the weaving maiden asked the willow. The willow replied in a human voice, "This is the 7th day. The herd boy his court to the weaver doth pay." And the weaving maiden was satisfied with this verdict. The herd boy lay down her clothes and went on ahead. The weaving maiden drew them on and followed him, and thus they became man and wife. But after 7 days she took leave of him. "The ruler of heaven has ordered me to look after my weaving," said she. "If I delay too long, I fear that he will punish me. Yet, although we have to part now, we will meet again in spite of it." When she had said these words, she really went away. The herd boy ran after her, but when he was quite near, she took one of the long needles from her hair and drew a line with it across the sky, and this line turned into a silver river, and thus they now stand separated by the river and watch for one another. And since that time they meet once every year, on the eve of the seventh day. When that time comes, then all the crows in the world of men come flying and form a bridge over which the weaving maiden crosses the silver sea. And on that day you will not see a single crow in the trees from morning to night, no doubt because of the reason I have mentioned. And besides, a fine rain often falls on the evening of the seventh day, when the women and the old grandmothers say to one another, "Those are the tears which the herd boy and the weaving maiden shed at parting," and for this reason the seventh day is a rain festival. To the west of the Silver River is the Constellation of the Weaving Maiden, consisting of 3 stars, and directly in front of it are 3 other stars in the form of a triangle. It is said that once the herd boy was angry because the Weaving Maiden had not wished to cross the Silver River, and had thrown his yoke at her, which fell down just in front of her feet. East of the Silver River is the herd boy's constellation, consisting of 6 stars. To one side of it are countless little stars which form a constellation pointed at both ends and somewhat broader in the middle. It is said that the weaving maiden in turn threw her spindle at the herd boy, but that she did not hit him, the spindle falling down to one side of him. And that is the end of that story. I hope you enjoyed it, and please subscribe. I upload new stories every single day, and there will always be new stories to listen to on my channel. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.